Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we like to blend casual conversations with some hopefully insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. Today, we're diving deep into the world of AI and specifically AI superintelligence and its impact on software development and the kind of energy demands that come with it.
Sounds like fun.
Then we're going to zoom in on how a company like Snowflake is navigating this evolving landscape. So to kick things off, we're seeing this rise in AI agents.
Yeah.
You know, those autonomous programs that can book a reservation or even handle a customer service call. Like, what's driving this surge?
Well, companies like Microsoft, Google, and OpenAI are investing so heavily in this technology, they're essentially in a race to create the most capable AI agents. You know, it's almost like the space race.
But for software.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of buzz around AGI, artificial general intelligence. So for our listeners who might not be as familiar with the term, what exactly is that, and is it even achievable?
Well, AGI is basically the holy grail of AI. It's about creating an AI that can think and learn just like a human, you know, with all the complexities and nuances that come with it. Companies like OpenAI and Anthropic are striving for it, but, you know, it's a long and challenging road.
I've heard about OpenAI's GPT 4.5, so how does that fit into all of this?
GPT 4.5 is definitely a step in that direction. Supposedly, it's much better at understanding emotions and, you know, communicating in a more natural way. However, OpenAI is being very secretive about its full capabilities, which has led to some speculation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, some think it's purely for competitive advantage,
Right.
while others believe that there might be some ethical concerns that they're just not ready to address yet.
That secrecy definitely adds to the mystique. But, you know, we're not just talking about AI making our lives easier with reservations and customer service. There's this whole other level where AI is actually writing software.
Yeah, you're right. We're actually seeing AI agents emerge as software developers themselves. Cognition Labs, for example, has created Devon AI, an AI that can code debug and even solve problems based on natural language prompts.
So instead of typing lines of code, you could essentially just tell Devon AI what you want the software to do, and it just does it.
Exactly. And it's already accomplishing some pretty impressive feats. Like it can create basic websites in minutes and handle a variety of software development tasks. It's like having a tireless coding assistant at your disposal.
That's incredible. But with all these powerful AI systems coming online, I imagine there's a massive need for computing power. And that brings us to our next topic, the energy demands of data centers.
Yeah, that's the crucial link. AI is really pushing the limits of computing power in data centers, which house all these systems are kind of facing this energy crisis. It's a classic case of supply and demand.
I remember reading about these discussions at the CERAWeek conference, and there seemed to be a real debate about how to meet these growing energy needs.
Absolutely. There were these contrasting viewpoints. The CEO of ADNOC, for instance, argued that reliance on fossil fuels is inevitable, at least in the short term, you know, to meet this surge in demand. Meanwhile, the CEO of Constellation Energy advocated for a transition to cleaner energy sources for a more sustainable approach.
It's kind of this tug of war between the immediate need for power and the long-term goal of sustainability.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a complex issue with no easy answers. This tension is actually playing out in communities across the country. Take Texas, for example. They're experiencing this massive influx of data centers. It's putting a strain on their power grid. We're talking about data centers in towns like Cleburne and Waco that will use more power than the entire town combined.
Wow, that's a staggering thought. No wonder they're trying to get ahead of the curve with legislation like Texas Senate Bill 6.
Yeah.
What's the goal there?
The bill aims to strengthen the grid and manage these huge energy loads from these data centers. But Texas isn't alone. Indiana is facing a similar situation with tech giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. They're pouring billions into building data centers there.
And that raises the question of who pays for all the necessary upgrades to the power infrastructure.
Exactly. There are proposals in Indiana to make tech companies cover a significant portion, around 80%, of new power infrastructure costs. It's sparked a heated debate, as you can imagine.
Oh, I can only imagine. And in the midst of all this, we have the emergence of small modular nuclear reactors, or SMRs, being touted as this potential solution to power these energy-hungry data centers. It sounds almost futuristic.
It does, doesn't it? SMRs are essentially mini nuclear power plants. They're designed to be more cost-effective and faster to deploy than traditional nuclear plants. But it's not as simple as just plugging them in.
What are some of the hurdles facing SMR adoption?
Well, the technology is still relatively new, and there are valid concerns about the cost of building and operating these reactors, not to mention the complexities of regulatory approvals and, the ongoing debate about the long-term disposal of nuclear waste. It's a technology with a lot of potential, but we're still in the very early stages.
It seems like we're at a critical juncture. We need more computing power to fuel the advancements in AI, which requires more energy, and the race is on to find these sustainable and efficient solutions. It's a fascinating puzzle, and it makes you wonder how companies are navigating this complex landscape.
And that brings us to Snowflake. While the public markets might be a bit apprehensive about the implications of AI, the private sector is diving headfirst into its potential, and Snowflake seems to be strategically positioning itself to capitalize on this shift.
So what makes Snowflake's approach stand out?
What's fascinating is that Snowflake isn't just chasing the hype. They're focusing on the fundamentals. They're using AI to help their clients reduce operational expenses and enhance revenue. It's a very practical and value-driven approach.
So they're not just talking about AI, they're actually implementing it in a way that benefits their customers.
Exactly. Their dedication to AI is already impacting thousands of their clients. Snowflake has adopted a data-centric approach, essentially helping their clients harness the full potential of their data using AI. Think of things like AI-powered chatbots that provide instant access to data or automating complex workflows to improve efficiency.
So it's not just about having data, it's about using AI to make that data work for you in a smarter way.
That's the core of their strategy, and their pricing model reinforces this value-driven approach. Snowflake uses a consumption-based model, meaning clients only pay for what they use. This encourages them to focus on AI projects that deliver real results rather than getting caught up in these expensive experiments.
That makes sense. It keeps everyone honest and focused on the value AI can bring.
Absolutely, and let's not forget that many companies are still struggling with these outdated legacy systems. Modernizing these systems can be such a daunting task.
So how does Snowflake help companies make that transition?
Snowflake kind of acts as a guide, helping companies navigate this complex process of moving from legacy systems to these modern cloud-based platforms that can handle the demands of AI. It's a crucial service because, let's face it, those legacy systems can feel like dinosaurs in the age of AI.
I can see how moving to a more modern platform could really open up a world of possibilities.
It does. Platforms like Snowflake offer flexibility, optimization, and the ability to access and analyze data in real time, which is essential for leveraging AI effectively.
So it's like laying the foundation for a future that is powered by AI.
Precisely. And Snowflake isn't doing this alone. They've formed these strategic partnerships with companies like Microsoft and OpenAI, integrating advanced AI models into their platform. It's a smart move that gives their clients access to cutting-edge technology.
It sounds like they're building an ecosystem that benefits everyone involved. But what about the human element in all of this? AI is moving so fast, it's hard to imagine how people can keep up.
Yeah, you're right. And Snowflake recognized the importance of this. They're investing in educational initiatives and upskilling programs to prepare the workforce for this AI-driven future. It's about empowering people to work alongside AI, not be replaced by it.
That's reassuring to hear. It's not just about the technology. It's about creating a future where humans and AI can thrive together.
Absolutely, and that's a message worth amplifying. AI is a powerful tool with immense potential, but it's up to us to use it responsibly and ethically. It really is a fascinating time to be following all the developments of AI, and how it's changing the world around us.
It is, and it makes you think about the implications for everyone. I mean, what does all of this mean for the average person? Should we be worried about robots taking over all of our jobs?
I wouldn't say it's quite that dramatic. AI will undoubtedly change the nature of work, but it's not necessarily about replacing humans entirely. It's more about augmenting our abilities and creating new opportunities.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be embracing it and figuring out how to work alongside it.
Exactly. The key is to adapt and develop skills that complement AI. Think about skills like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and emotional intelligence. These are all areas where AI still struggles.
That makes sense. It's about focusing on the things that make us uniquely human.
Right. And remember, AI is ultimately a tool. It's up to us to use it wisely and ethically.
Okay, but let's be realistic. All of this AI advancement requires just massive amounts of energy. So isn't that a major concern, especially for the environment?
It's a valid
Yeah.
concern, and it's one that researchers and companies are actively addressing. Remember, we're also seeing some incredible advancements in renewable energy technologies. Solar, wind, geothermal energy are becoming more efficient and cost-effective. And there's even the potential for nuclear fusion, which could revolutionize how we power the world.
So you're saying there's hope for a sustainable future even with the rise of AI.
I believe there is. It's going to require innovation, collaboration, and a commitment to investing in these new solutions.
That brings us back to those small modular nuclear reactors.
Mhm.
The SMRs, are they really a viable option for powering data centers?
SMRs definitely have potential. They're designed to be smaller, more efficient, and potentially safer than traditional nuclear plants. They could offer a localized and reliable source of energy for data centers and reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and the strain on power grids.
But you mentioned earlier that there are still some hurdles to overcome with
Yeah.
SMRs. What are those specifically?
Well, the technology is still relatively new, and there are concerns about the cost of building and operating these reactors. There are also regulatory challenges, and of course, the ongoing debates about the disposal of nuclear waste.
So it sounds like SMRs are still a work in progress, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. If we can overcome these challenges, SMRs could play a significant role in powering our technological future, not just for data centers, but for a wider range of applications.
Okay, so we've talked about AI superintelligence, the energy challenges and potential solutions, but I want to circle back to Snowflake. How is Snowflake actually using AI to help their clients? Can you give us some concrete examples?
Of course, Snowflake is leveraging AI to create tangible business value for its clients in a number of ways. One example is their use of AI-powered chatbots.
Okay.
These chatbots can instantly access vast amounts of data within Snowflake's platform and answer complex business questions in real time. Imagine having a data expert at your fingertips 24/7.
So instead of digging through spreadsheets or waiting for a data analyst, you could just ask a chatbot to find the information you need. That sounds incredibly useful for, making quick decisions.
Exactly. It streamlines decision making and it can improve operational efficiency significantly. Another area where Snowflake is making strides is in workflow automation. They're using AI to automate those repetitive tasks and processes that often bog down
It's
employees.
like having a tireless digital assistant that handles all the tedious stuff so humans can focus on more creative and strategic tasks.
Precisely, AI can analyze patterns and optimize workflows in ways that humans might not even be aware of, leading to cost savings and increased productivity.
It's amazing to see how AI is changing the way businesses operate. But I'm also curious about Snowflake's internal use of AI. How are they using it to improve their own operations?
Snowflake believes in practicing what they preach. They're actively using AI internally to streamline their processes, enhance customer service, and even assist with sales and marketing, for example. They've developed AI tools that help their sales teams identify potential leads and tailor their pitches more effectively.
So they're not just selling AI solutions, they're actually demonstrating the value of AI by using it themselves.
Exactly. They're walking the walk, so to speak. They're also using AI to analyze customer data and proactively address potential issues, improving customer satisfaction and building stronger relationships.
It sounds like Snowflake is really committed to integrating AI into every aspect of their business.
They see AI as a core part of their DNA, not just a passing trend, and that's what sets them apart in the market.
Well, it's certainly been an insightful deep dive into the world of AI so far. What are your final thoughts as we wrap up this episode?
I think the key takeaway is that AI is no longer a futuristic concept. It's here, and it's rapidly changing our world in some very profound ways.
It's both exciting and a little daunting, isn't it?
It is, but as we've discussed, the key is to approach AI with a sense of curiosity, a willingness to adapt, and a commitment to using this powerful technology responsibly and ethically.
It's amazing to think about how quickly AI is evolving, and the impact it's having on businesses like Snowflake and their clients. But all this talk about superintelligence and, software that writes software, it's a lot to wrap your head around. I feel like we need to kind of bring it back down to earth for a minute. What does all of this mean for the average person who's just trying to keep up?
You're right, it can feel overwhelming. But think of it this way. AI is ultimately about enhancing human capabilities instead of replacing us. It's about creating tools that help us do things better, faster, and more efficiently. Take those AI-powered chatbots we talked about earlier. Imagine using one to manage your personal finances. It could analyze your spending habits, suggest ways to save money, and even automate bill payments.
So instead of spending hours balancing my checkbook or trying to figure out a budget, I could just have an AI assistant do it for me. That actually sounds pretty appealing.
Exactly, and it's not just about finances. AI can be used to personalize education, make healthcare more accessible, even help you plan the perfect vacation. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's not just about robots taking over the world. It's about using AI to improve our everyday lives.
Mm.
But what about the concerns around AI becoming too powerful? I mean, we've all seen those sci-fi movies where the robots turn on humanity. Is that something we should actually be worried about?
It's natural to have those concerns, but it's important to remember that AI is a tool. It's up to us to develop and use it responsibly. That's why there's so much emphasis on ethical AI development, ensuring that these systems are aligned with human values and goals.
So it's not just about building the smartest AI possible. It's about building an AI that's aligned with their best interests as humans.
Precisely. And that requires collaboration between, researchers, policymakers, and the public to establish clear guidelines and regulations for AI development and use.
That makes sense. It's about having a dialogue and, ensuring that AI benefits humanity as a whole, not just a select few.
Hmm.
Well, this deep dive has certainly been an eye-opener. Any final thoughts for our listeners before we wrap up?
I think the key takeaway here is that AI is a powerful force that's already shaping our world. It's important to stay informed, engage in these conversations, and be mindful of the potential benefits and challenges that come with this technology.
Well said. And remember, AI is ultimately a reflection of ourselves, our creativity and our ingenuity. It's up to us to use it wisely and, build a future where both humans and AI can thrive.
I couldn't agree more.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.